Some stars arrive quietly, while others instantly reshape a room with their presence. Barbara Eden belonged firmly to the latter. From her earliest appearances on television screens in the 1960s, it was clear she carried something special, an effortless charm that drew audiences in. She wasn't merely an actress delivering lines. She radiated warmth, poise, and a sparkle that made viewers lean closer to their screens, captivated by her authenticity. Her presence felt genuine, never forced, and audiences welcomed her as if she were part of their own lives. At a time when television was becoming a shared family experience, Eden stood out as someone who could connect across generations without sacrificing elegance. Her smile conveyed optimism, her expressions radiated kindness, and she seemed to embody possibility. Long before becoming synonymous with her iconic role, she had mastered the art of being unforgettable. Attention was never something she chased. It naturally gravitated toward her, becoming a cultural moment, not just a character. When I Dream of Jeannie premiered, few could have predicted the cultural resonance it would achieve. Central to that impact was Barbara Eden herself, who transformed a whimsical premise into something timeless. She didn't portray Jeannie as a gimmick. She infused the character with sincerity, playfulness, and heart, creating a figure both magical and remarkably human. Jeannie was loyal, curious, and delightfully expressive, and Eden grounded the fantasy in emotion rather than spectacle. She understood that the true magic was the connection viewers felt, week after week, with a familiar and joyful presence. Audiences tuned in not just for humor, but for comfort, the kind of emotional reassurance only someone genuinely engaged could provide. Eden's performance turned a television character into a cultural touchstone that continues to resonate decades later, reminding us that true influence comes from the depth of connection, not visual effects or gimmicks. Grace over gimmicks in a changing industry. Television in the 1960s was evolving, yet still constrained by strict norms and expectations. Barbara Eden distinguished herself by shining brightly within these limits without resorting to shock value. She relied on timing, expression, and her natural charisma to captivate viewers, proving that charm doesn't need to shout to be heard. While other shows experimented with louder, more sensational formats, Eden remained a steady symbol of grace. Her subtlety, through posture, tone, and warmth, elevated her performances and set her apart in an industry increasingly chasing trends. She demonstrated that enduring appeal arises from authenticity rather than spectacle, and that audiences respond deeply when sincerity accompanies talent. Eden's approach created a timeless quality, ensuring that even as television evolved, she remained unforgettable simply by being herself. The iconic look that became history. Barbara Eden's visual legacy is inseparable from her performance, particularly the Jeannie costume, which remains one of television's most recognizable outfits. Its lasting power wasn't due to flashiness, but because Eden carried it with elegance, confidence, and poise. Every detail, from silhouette to styling, complemented her expressive performance, turning the costume into an extension of the character rather than a distraction. Viewers remembered the feeling she conveyed, the warmth, playfulness, and charm she infused into every movement, more than the outfit itself. This combination of thoughtful design and authentic presence made the look legendary. Decades later, it remains instantly recognizable, a symbol of an era when creativity thrived within boundaries, and a testament to the enduring power of style paired with genuine performance. Barbara Eden didn't just wear an iconic costume, she defined it. Beyond the screen, a woman of depth. Off-camera, Eden was far more than a television persona. She was a dedicated professional, a thoughtful collaborator, and a woman navigating the complexities of fame with humility. Colleagues consistently spoke of her kindness, respect for the crew, and collaborative spirit. She understood that lasting success was a shared effort and approached every role with discipline and preparation, continuously refining her craft rather than relying solely on popularity. This professionalism translated into longevity, allowing her to remain relevant long after many of her contemporaries faded from the spotlight. Audiences sensed the authenticity beneath the glamour, creating a connection that transcended performance. Barbara Eden's off-screen character, her empathy, resilience, and commitment reinforced the magic of her on-screen presence. She embodied not only enchantment, but also the professionalism and depth that make a true legend. Fashion as self-expression, not statement. Throughout her career, Eden demonstrated that fashion could express personality without overwhelming it. Her style, whether in studio portraits, magazine spreads, or public appearances, reflected confidence, joy, and authenticity rather than strict adherence to trends. She favored silhouettes that complemented her presence, carrying an ease that suggested comfort in her own skin. Fans admired her for being aspirational, yet relatable. And her approach to clothing reinforced the idea that style is an extension of self, not a tool for performance. Even decades later, images of Barbara Eden inspire designers and admirers alike, offering a reminder that confidence is the most enduring accessory, and that trusting one's instincts often yields the most memorable style. A legacy built on respect. What truly sets Eden apart is the respect she commands throughout the industry. Her career demonstrates how visibility can coexist with integrity. She maintained clear boundaries while remaining expressive and creative, earning admiration from peers and collaborators. Directors, writers, and fellow actors recognized her reliability and dedication. Eden's legacy is grounded not merely in popularity, but in professionalism, proving that kindness and discipline are not obstacles, but foundations for sustained success. Her respectfulness extended beyond her career into how she is remembered today, leaving her name associated with integrity and positive influence. In an entertainment world often dominated by extremes, Barbara Eden's steady presence remains a rare and powerful model. Nostalgia that still feels alive. Barbara Eden's work avoids the trap of static nostalgia. Revisiting her performances today does not feel dated, it feels familiar and comforting. Her expressions, humor, and emotional cues remain accessible, inviting rediscovery rather than passive remembrance. The warmth she projects carries across decades, transforming nostalgia into connection rather than mere memory. Watching her today feels less like looking back and more like reconnecting with someone whose presence transcends time, illustrating that kindness, charm, and sincerity never go out of style. Why? Her image still resonates. Images of Barbara Eden endure not for novelty, but for the emotional connection they convey. Every photograph captures confidence, joy, and authenticity, allowing viewers to glimpse her personality. Eden's intention, ease, and self-awareness make these moments compelling decades later. Visual media often exaggerates or distorts, but Eden's presence feels honest, inviting admiration rather than critique. Her images continue to circulate because they reflect a woman who understood herself and her craft, creating visuals that remain powerful, relatable, and timeless. A reminder of entertainment's heart. Barbara Eden's career serves as a reminder that entertainment succeeds most when it prioritizes connection over spectacle. She engaged audiences with sincerity and warmth, fostering trust that endured across decades. Her work emphasizes that meaningful entertainment is built on respect for the viewer's intelligence and emotions, and that consistency, care, and genuine engagement resonate far longer than transient flash or controversy. Eden's philosophy remains particularly relevant in today's fast-paced media environment, offering a blueprint for lasting influence rooted in human connection rather than hype. Celebrating a woman who defined her own terms. Eden never allowed herself to be reduced to a single role or image. While she embraced the global recognition of Jeannie, she maintained autonomy and defined her own narrative. She evolved naturally, guided by personal values rather than external pressures, preserving her dignity and sense of self. This autonomy enabled her to navigate fame without losing perspective and ensured her work remained authentic. Eden's career exemplifies how success can coexist with identity, demonstrating the power of self-definition and integrity. Why legends never really fade. Legends endure because their impact extends far beyond mere memories, leaving behind standards, values, and examples that continue to guide and inspire long after their moment in the spotlight has passed. Barbara Eden is one of those rare figures whose presence in entertainment has created a lasting benchmark for how visibility, talent, and integrity can coexist. She demonstrated that one could be charming and magnetic without sacrificing intelligence or professionalism, and that popularity need not come at the expense of authenticity. These qualities ensured that her legacy remains active rather than static, continually connecting with new audiences who encounter her work and find in it relevance, warmth, and inspiration. Time, rather than diminishing her appeal, emphasizes the enduring nature of her influence, highlighting how authenticity, kindness, and genuine engagement resonate across generations. Barbara Eden's ability to command attention without resorting to spectacle or exaggeration set her apart in an industry often dominated by transient trends and manufactured drama. She earned admiration not simply for being talented, but for the way she treated her work, her colleagues, and her audience with consistent care, respect, and thoughtfulness. An invitation to remember and share. Every admirer of Barbara Eden carries a personal connection to her work, whether it comes from the excitement of watching I Dream of Jeannie for the first time, stumbling across an interview that revealed her warmth and humor, or seeing a photograph that captured the effortless charm she brought to every moment. These individual memories, while unique, weave together to create a shared cultural legacy, a tapestry that continues to keep her influence alive and meaningful. Remembering Barbara Eden is more than nostalgia. It is an opportunity to celebrate a woman whose combination of talent, professionalism, kindness, and authenticity remains increasingly rare in an industry often driven by spectacle and fleeting attention. Each story, each recollection, serves as a reminder of her ability to connect with audiences on a personal level, inviting viewers not just to watch, but to feel seen, welcomed, and inspired. Her work encourages reflection on what truly matters in entertainment and in life itself: presence, integrity, empathy, and the capacity to touch others genuinely. By taking a moment to recall and share these experiences, fans participate in the ongoing life of her legacy, reinforcing the values she exemplified and ensuring that her influence extends far beyond the original broadcast or photograph. Barbara Eden's enduring appeal is grounded in the way she balanced charm with approachability, talent with humility, and visibility with respect for herself and her audience. People continue to engage with her work because it feels alive, relatable, and relevant, and because it reflects a standard of human connection that remains aspirational. By celebrating her moments, big and small, fans, new viewers, and fellow performers carry her warmth, grace, and authenticity forward, transforming personal admiration into collective appreciation. In doing so, they ensure that Barbara Eden's presence continues to inspire, guiding new generations to value sincerity, professionalism, and joy alongside talent. Her impact lives not only in the roles she played or the iconic images she left behind, but in the way she made people feel seen, welcomed, and uplifted, and in the inspiration her story provides for those who wish to navigate life and career with integrity and heart. Remembering and sharing her work is an act of affirmation, a celebration of a woman who defined her path on her own terms, and a recognition that her example of warmth, authenticity, and enduring charm continues to resonate, offering timeless lessons about the power of connection, the value of genuine presence, and the lasting influence of living fully and with grace.